everybody. I'm Lisa Bloom.
And I'm Sarah Bloom. And today we're going to talk about your top 3 rights you must know while protesting.
First off, I want to say that the Bloom firm throws our full support behind the Black Lives Matter movement. For years, we have fought race discrimination and police misconduct cases, and we have many of them today. I wrote a book about racism in the Trayvon Martin case and the systemic racism in our criminal justice system called Suspicion Nation.
It's
a few years
excellent.
ago. And 400 years of American racism needs to end now. Protesters are patriots. Protests brought us the women's right to vote, an end to the Vietnam War, the Civil Rights Act, the modern LGBTQ movement, the labor movement, and virtually every important bit of progress in our nation's history. Today's Black Lives Matter protesters are going to be remembered in history like Dr. Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks, and we salute you.
Protests for George Floyd and the Black Lives Matter movement have taken place across all 50 states, 50 countries, and every continent except Antarctica. I've gone to 3 protests in San Francisco, 1 in Sacramento, which have all been peaceful, and the vast majority of these protests are entirely peaceful. So this Bloom Zoom is going to go through the top 3 things you need to know as a protester. So first topic, where you can protest.
So we just organized a press conference in front of a Sacramento police station on behalf of our client, Nia Love, who was shot in the face by a police rubber bullet and is now blind in one eye. And I had to think about, can I just call for this protest in front of the 12th Avenue police station and invite the media, or do I need permission? I usually do these in the office. So Sarah, what are the rules?
The rules are you can always protest on your own property or on a private property with consent of the property owner. Otherwise, your rights to protest is the strongest in public places like streets, sidewalk, parks, and government buildings.
Or in front of the 12th Avenue police station.
Exactly. So in these public spaces, you have the right to protest. So, signs, yelling, as well as approach people to distribute written materials or ask for donations.
But you cannot prevent people from walking away, and you can't block access to buildings or the streets with your protesting. And so we were very careful about this, folks. We told them take a giant step back. We asked the media to please come over to this nice little patch of grass so that we weren't blocking anything.
So you do not need a permit to march in the street as long as you're not obstructing traffic. If you don't have a permit, the police can ask you to move to the side. So let's talk about permits.
Everyone's favorite topic.
It's fascinating. So you have to get a permit if your protest blocks traffic, is over a certain size, or uses a loud amplifying device, which I might call a speaker.
But the police cannot deny you a permit because the event is controversial.
I should also mention that counter-protesters have the same rights as protesters, and you cannot physically disrupt a counter-protest, but you are allowed to heckle and mock them. So the second topic, your right to take photos. So photos and videos have been a great way to shed light about what's been going on at protests. So when you are lawfully present in any public space, you have the right to photograph anything in plain view. Police cannot take your photos or even ask to view your photos without a warrant. Police also cannot delete your photos under any circumstances.
Pro tip, keep them in the cloud anyway, folks. And police can only ask you to stop taking photos if it is truly interfering with their operations.
Third topic, your rights when interacting with the police. Now, this is the big one. So, dispersal. Police cannot break up a protest unless there is a clear and present danger of a riot, interference with traffic, or an immediate threat to public safety.
And here's the rules on how they have to do it. They have to give protesters clear notice, including how much time they have to disperse, the consequences of failing to disperse, and where the exit route is before they arrest people. They also have to give you a reasonable amount of time to comply. And we are now representing several protesters injured by police violence who say these things just did not happen.
Now, if you are stopped by the police, the most important thing is to remain calm and do not resist arrest. Even if you believe you are innocent, do not resist, as that is a separate crime. Resisting arrest and disorderly conduct are common charges slapped onto protesters.
We see it all the time, and police cannot detain you without a reasonable suspicion that you are about to, currently, or have just committed a crime.
And if you're stopped for taking photos, remind police that you have a First Amendment right to do so, and taking photos does not constitute criminal activity or reasonable suspicion. Again, they do not have the right to view or confiscate your photos without a warrant.
Now, if you are stopped, you can ask the officer, am I free to leave? And if the answer is yes, thank you, calmly walk away.
If the police ask if they can search you, say no. You never have to agree to a search of you or your belongings. Now, if you consent to the search, you're waiving certain rights that may hurt you in court down the line.
However, police can pat down your clothes if they suspect that you have a weapon or after you are arrested.
Now, if you're arrested, you have the right to ask why you're being arrested.
And please, otherwise, you should remain silent and ask for a lawyer immediately. Police have to stop asking you questions at that point. Many people have the right, but not the ability to remain silent in police custody. Button it.
The more you talk to police, the more information they have to use against you. Assume the police are listening to everything you're saying in your conversations, and do not say or sign anything without a lawyer.
So, Sarah, what is the takeaway for our brave protesters?
So first, you have the right to protest in public without a permit. Second, you also have the right to take photos when you're protesting in public, and police cannot take or ask to view those photos without a warrant. Third, if you're stopped by police, you should remain calm, and if you're arrested, remain silent and ask to speak to a lawyer. Now, if you feel like your rights have been violated at the protest, write everything down, including badge and patrol car numbers. Get witness contact information immediately before the protest ends and people disperse, and see if anyone around you took photos or videos of the incident. You should also seek medical attention if you need it and take photos of any of your injuries. When you get home, contact a lawyer.
And right away, we have several protester clients, a lot of people calling us right now who were injured by police at peaceful protests, shot in the eye, shot in other parts of their body with rubber bullets. It is horrendous. These folks are making history and we stand with them. If you are the victim of police violence, please contact us for a free and confidential consultation.
Lastly, thank you to the ACLU for a comprehensive Know Your Rights list, which was used in the making of this Bloom Zoom. Until next time, stay strong, speak up, and stay safe, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.